It's Len Wurman's turn to chase rams on the Sheldon National Wildlife Refuge in northern Nevada.
Pretty good today. Yesterday we spent the whole day and just found ewes and lambs.
Yeah, little bitty rams. It's not 27 though, but
It's a good number.
27, 5 dink rams. This guy's looking for those other 3 that we saw first thing.
First thing this morning we came across 3 rams on the skyline, and now we found the 4th. You know, let them bed down a bit and hopefully make a good stalk.
Yeah, I think what we might try is when we lose him, or we need to move here pretty quick anyway, we might go back over here on this, drive over on top of that mountain, try to look back in that scene they went into. And then if we can locate them. I like to bed them. They should be bedding around 8:30 or 9. If we can bed them, then we have a good 3 hours or so, maybe even 4 to put a stalk on them. So
Great.
that's the plan. That's how it looks on paper, but all those things are subject to revision.
Pretty country here anyhow.
Yeah, beautiful, isn't it? Nice sunrise.
We saw these sheep from about 2 miles away in that direction. They were on a hill in that direction, which is now about a mile away. We climbed this hill, probably a vertical of about 500 feet, just to glass them and estimate size and get some idea where they may bed down. Well, Mike, we originally spotted these rams from the east. Then we went down south and spotted them. Then we circled all the way around to the north, and now we're on the west. Any better idea of what we're looking at out there?
Well, it looks like the better ram of the bunch is, well, he's just walking off there to the right, kind of in the lead. He's got pretty fair mass all the way down. A little weak in the third, but not bad. He's probably going to go, he should go in the 150s pretty easily. He might be fairly longhorned because he drops down quite a ways.
Looks like a nice ram.
Yeah, he'll be a nice ram. He's a pretty ram. He flares out a little bit when he's looking at you, so he kind of tips out just a little bit at the ends. That's kind of nice, I think.
He doesn't look real tight, does he?
No, he's got a big drop, so that's always good.
If you had to say what % curl he was, what would you say?
Oh, he's over 3/4.
He is, okay.
You know, I think they don't have that rule in Nevada, but like I think Colorado and Montana use a 3/4 curl, where you draw a line through the base of the horn, through any part of the eye to the tip of the horn. And I believe this ram will.
He's the top one, 4th one to the left, right?
I believe so.
As we were making the stalk on the rams that we had located, we had the surprise of our life.
Oh no, we're busted. Right here.
Hey Mike, they're pretty good.
Oh, those are good rams. All right, Len, it's the second one. Still the second one. Still the second one going to the top.
Good charm.
Let's just watch him. Get ready to shoot, so if you get a chance to hit him again, you
I
can.
don't know which one he is.
He's the one first to the right, going up on top of the rock. Butt to you. Going on top, skyline. Going to the... Good shot, man. Buddy, good shooting under pressure, man. That's good stuff right there. That's good stuff right there. A lot of guys full.
Did you see the other 5 there?
Uh-uh.
The other 5
Anyway,
right
well, you know what I thought was going to happen here? What happens lots of times. The guy's a great shot when you give him plenty of time, but when you put the pressure on, they can't make it happen. And I'm impressed, man. You got it done with little or poor rest.
And you know what he did? He just jumped right down to get in a comfortable position.
Yeah, didn't fool around, go, oh, I can't get comfortable. Just boom, get it done.
I know how bad a shot I
Hey,
am.
I got to give me some of that.
You know,
was great.
I had a tripod on, I took it off.
Sweet. Okay, before we go off charging off here, you know what Pothole's going to say about this one? Location, location, location.
But these are rams we never saw.
I don't think so. These rams are heavier than. I don't think this is a different bunch of rams. I never saw any of these rams up
My
here.
biggest concern was hitting the wrong one.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I passed up a Stone's ram several years ago because the guide kept saying it's a second one. But the field of vision of my scope was such that I couldn't tell which was which.
Right.
I tell you what, talk about things happening fast. We were walking up to make a stalk on those sheep that we talked about earlier, and lo and behold, I hear Mike go, uh-oh, we're in trouble now. What was it, 3 rams?
3 rams that we could see to start with.
No, 5 over here.
And 5 over here. And I looked at them, they stopped and looked at us. And the one ram in the front was longer, but the ram that we shot turned out being the number 2 in the lineup. He was much, I looked right at him, my boy, he's looking right at us, he's nice and heavy down below. I said, that's the ram there. That's a nice, mature California Bighorn. Better than the average sheep killed every year.
Well, we knew that there were 3 younger rams over here that we kind of had to be concerned with.
I don't know where these sheep came from, and these are not the rams we were looking at all morning.
No, that's why we thought we're busted right off the bat. We were going to have these 3 rams run right into the other rams that we were stalking in. I looked up, I go, hey Mike, those aren't bad rams. And Mike took a look and goes, you bet it or not. So,
yeah, that's
holy
sweet.
Cow.
Len just gets right down, boom, shooting position, makes it happen. I love a hunter that's prepared for the unexpected.
Yeah,
and I feel bad. 2 years ago, he shot a nice mule deer basically from the road, and I made him walk 154 yards from the truck this time.
You.
Very, very inconsiderate.
I do what I can, Mo.
Well, I tell you what, we're not far from the road here. We didn't expect this at all, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than good any day, huh?
Well, I'd rather be lucky than good.
Do you think these 5 were the original 5 we watched that we thought went over?
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if this ram isn't the ram that we saw on the skyline this morning.
Those first 3 rams?
He looks like it. He's heavy, and he was like this. When I looked at him up there, I went, that's a pretty good sheep. And that's why I was having a hard time convincing myself of those sheep. I kept going, boy, they're kind of thin, they're kind of thin. And I see these sheep now, and I go, yeah, they were thin. So I'm really glad we ran into these sheep.
Boy, tell you what, that happened so fast. That was exciting.
Oh.
We're going to give him a little bit of time up there now before we go up there, you think?
Yeah, I'll give him a little bit. He's hit twice hard, though.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we're going to go up this way a little bit, try to gain our elevation, and we'll come in on him from above. And if he needs a finishing shot, we'll give it to him.
Right.
But I believe he's probably going to be dead when we get there.
I tell you what, though, Lynn, nice shot.
That
nice
was
shooting.
superb,
That under pressure like that.
Superb shooting, and as always, it was a pleasure hunting with you again.
No, it's my pleasure.
Great.
Can't say enough about you, Mike.
Thank you. A lot of fun.
Once we recovered the ram, we realized that Len had missed on his first shot. And if you listen carefully on the video, you can hear the shot deflect on what was probably a tree branch. But the second shot was dead on.
Well, we've shot that nice ram, and now we're just going to recover it. We saw the 8 other sheep take off, so they're -1, so we know they're around here somewhere.
Mike, there are a whole bunch of rams up there.
There's 7.
We had 8 in this group, so we're missing 1.
I don't see him. He's got to be right here by that big dead tree. All right, he's ready now. He gets up, he's probably going to go down. He's right there. Right ahead of you.
Oh, yes. Hey, man.
Right on. Sweet. Let you go ahead. You go first. Your ram. Let me get this branch out of here.
See what those horns look like, Mike.
Oh, look at that, huh? Heavy, broomed. Great California Bighorn. Great California Bighorn.
You able to lift them up at all?
Look at that. Oh, what a toad. What a toad. Look at that sheep, huh?
Heavy all the way through.
Heavy all the way through. Carries his mass. He's not long, but that's the mark of a California Bighorn. They're big time broomers. Look at that sheep. Look at that mass, huh? What a ram.
Pretty neat.
What a ram. All right. He's 8 years old probably. 7 to 8. Good mature sheep, broomed off. Better than the average ram by a fair piece.
I like the mass. I like the thickness.
Yeah.
Much more so than Len.
Yeah, I do too. I like them when they're beat up to get a little bit of character, you know. It's like he's an old war horse. What a sheep. What a ram.
All right, here we are again with another successful California bighorn hunt. We have Len Wurman here from all the way from Wisconsin, and what a beautiful California sheep taken. And again, Mike, good job. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened today and some of the specifics? I know it was pretty crazy.
Well, it got a little western there for us. Steve had found some rams last night. We came over to look at them, and we saw 3 of them on the other side this morning. Len, Jim, and I. Steve had been on top of the hill with Todd Pothole, and they found the rest of the bunch. We came down to get a closer look at a ram that looked fairly long but kind of thin-horned in that when they went over the top of this ridge behind us. On the process of walking up here, these 3 rams we had not seen came out from around the corner over here someplace. And were walking off across in front of us. Len flopped to the ground, made a couple of nice shots about 129 yards, and this is the results. Nice, old age, heavily groomed California bighorn. Sheldon National Wildlife Refuge. Doesn't get too much better than this.
Nope, not at all. What do you think, Len? You have a good time?
Amazing 2 days. Perfect time. Perfect guiding. Took a small village to do it. Can't thank everybody enough.
Coming off the mountain after a successful California bighorn hunt. Got a nice California.